When he saw me, he said, "Here comes the strongest girl I know." I smiled and said, "And here is the wimpiest boy I know." He laughed and handed me a change with a piece
What
of
the
paper that
flip?
had his
Who
number.
did they give these
It said,
drawing
"I'd
deadlines
love to
here?
take you out."
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another
Unorthodox
Unorthodox
reactions,
reaction.
unorthodox intros. Welcome back, guys.
We are back again. This is Unorthodox reactions. This time we are reacting to.
In, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now the Kama Sutra. Anyway, today we have got.
He's knocked out.
My Story animated, and it is My Kidnapper is Now My Boyfriend.
Suspicious.
Now,
We hope these are fake
we
stories.
do not know, because I believe I've heard somewhere that these, like, the people who make these claim that these stories are real stories, but there's nowhere on the channel that specifically states that these are real stories. So we don't know if this is actually them just making like fun fictional videos, or if they're actually trying to.
So
pass
we
it off
would
as real
take them
stories.
as fake stories,
Yeah,
and laugh at them.
and just
If we offend you by doing that, well, I don't know what to say, because we've kind of just said how we're gonna take them. So
anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it.
I was going to school when suddenly I felt someone pushing me to the ground.
Oh.
Ouch! I screamed. I fell on my side, but before I got the chance to get up, I felt someone handcuff me. At first, I got excited and thought it was my crush from school acting all playful with me. I mean, I've been sending him signals the past few weeks.
This is
But
dumb.
then I heard a car coming, and someone screaming, "Get the door open, hurry!" What? As soon as I realized that someone was attacking me, I started screaming for help, but no one was around. I struggled to free myself, but
Where were you
Kidnapper was
at?
so strong. He wouldn't let me go. Then he dragged
What's
me
with
into a
the
minivan.
two different
The door was
contrasts
so
of
strong.
endurance?
He wouldn't let me go. Then he dragged me into a minivan and closed the door behind.
Is
I
that
was
how the minivan
claustrophobic, so
is?
it was not long until I passed out. I woke up later having the worst headache of my life. I was laying on a bed in a small, old, dusty
This is like them
room.
horror
I
movies.
was confused for a bit, but then I remembered what had happened. Who the hell brought me here? I headed to the door and started knocking it hard.
I don't think that's a
screamed
good
at the top
idea.
of my lungs, "Get me out of here! Hello? Someone! Get me out of here!" Someone responded, "Hey you, we're coming in a second." I stopped yelling. I put my head on the door trying to eavesdrop, and I heard someone saying, "She's not the one, you idiot! I told you, she's blonde. This one has brown hair." Wait, are they talking about me? I heard their footsteps coming toward me.
They got the wrong
I took
one.
2 steps back. The door opened and a young man walked in. He was handsome, so hot. I'm talking Noah Centineo hot. He looked at me and said, "Listen, sorry. This was a game. We're aiming to fake kidnap another girl, for fun. But my friend picked you by mistake." What? I yelled at him, "Are you freaking kidding me? You almost gave me a heart attack, and you say this was a game? I'm going to call the police." The guy got scared and he started sweating. I looked at him, shaking, not knowing what to do. He said, "I'm sorry, I promise it was just a game. We didn't mean to hurt you at all. We had planned this to trick a friend. Please, we're just two stupid high school boys." Seeing him so confused and stressed made me feel for him. So I said sarcastically, "You losers, I thought you were a badass gang that kidnapped me to blackmail my father. Move, I need to go out." I took my bag and headed to the door. The guy had a stupid smile on his face and said, "Wow, that easy?" I didn't respond. I just got out, ordered a taxi,
what is he
and went
talking
back
about?
to school
I don't
like
know.
nothing had happened. They just ruined my morning, that's all. I thought that I would never see that guy again, but to my surprise, a week later, I found him working in a fast food restaurant that opened recently
Small
in the
world.
area. He was the cashier. When he saw me, he said, "Here comes the strongest girl I know." I smiled and said, "And here is the wimpiest boy I know." He laughed and handed me a change with a
What
piece of
the
paper
flip?
that had his
Who
number.
did they give these
It said,
drawing
"I'd
deadlines
love to
here?
take you out. Here is my number if you are interested. Nolan." Smiley face. At first, I didn't want to call him. But then I kept thinking about how cute he was and that we would make a great couple. I've never
the
had a boyfriend
so
before, and I really
dreamy.
wanted to experience what it's like to date. So
Dumb.
at night, I sent him a message. Meet me for coffee tomorrow around 5 o'clock at JoJo's, Amy.
JoJo!
He instantly replied, "Sure, Wonder Woman," winky face. So we met.
Oh my
Nolan
These
God.
was so
animations are
charming. He said he
crazy.
read the
They
magical
changed
book
so
of how to be
quickly.
the perfect boyfriend and did everything accordingly. He had a red flower with him. He gave it to me and said, "You two are both alike. Soft, attractive, and
I'm gonna die
breathtakingly
soon.
beautiful." It melted my heart, and it wasn't long until we started dating. I fell in love with him, and soon I invited him to
Kidding.
my house. Nolan was stunned by what he saw. He didn't know that my dad was that rich. My house was more like a mansion, and I had everything
You
a
know,
girl
just
my age
standard.
could dream of. And Nolan felt so insecure about it. I noticed how he looked at things around with utter shock, like he
Was that
never
Pikachu?
imagined being in such a place.
Yeah.
"Is there something wrong?" I asked. He muttered, No, it's just that you're really rich." "It's just my dad, not me," I said, hoping that it'd make him feel more comfortable. Unfortunately, it didn't. After a few visits to my house, Nolan became more and more annoyed by the fact that I had everything.
Why?
He
Tell
was
him to stop
subconsciously thinking
visiting.
about it all the time. Every
Why?
time he bought me a shake, he said, "You've probably had better." Or if he bought me a gift, he said,
Oh,
"Sorry,
he's
that was
the
the only thing
insecure
I could
type.
afford." His comments pissed me off. So one time, after he said one of his stupid comments, I confronted him. I said, "You know that those comments make you look so insecure. I like you
Facts.
for who you are." Nolan didn't believe me. He sarcastically responded, "So basically, I'm your side puppet." That infuriated me.
What? I
It was
don't get
like
it.
he wasn't listening
Nah, I
to what I
don't
was
get it
saying.
either.
He's a kid,
I
man.
asked, "What do you mean?"
This is dumb.
He responded, "I'm just another item to brag about. Look at me. I have someone who's totally in love with me."
I don't understand. She hasn't given.
I was like, you know those movies, those terrible teenage movies that get wrote, and it's just like,
And then
so
it's just
cringe.
like stupid emotional
So yeah,
drama.
bet the
for no
drama
reason
just
that
comes
makes
out of
no sense.
nowhere,
Yeah.
like
It's 'cause I
out of
left
absolute
you.
no, like
'Cause I'm like, she's
where's
given
this
no
coming?
sign
Oh my
that
God.
she even cares about like your financial
Yeah,
situations,
like
or that
this just come out of nowhere.
She hasn't
like
traded you like a
he's
trophy
just
or
there
anything like that.
oh, you just one of your other. I'm like, oh my God, bro,
Me.
what are you
His
talking
comment
about?
disgusted me, so I screamed, "Well, if that's how you think, then maybe we shouldn't date at all." He simply said, "Fine," and then walked away. I couldn't believe my eyes. He just turned around and left. I thought we had the best relationship ever, but apparently I was wrong. Nolan just disappeared. He didn't try to contact me whatsoever. It broke my heart, but if that's what he wanted, so be it. But then, 2 weeks later, I found him having dinner with Tamar. Tamar was one of my friends from middle school. She was the Kim Kardashian of our group, the richest and
Okay,
the
well,
most spoiled of
so
us all.
360.
But I stopped seeing her because she was too full of herself. She always accused me of being jealous of her. If we happened to buy the same dress, she would tell everyone that she bought it first and that I had no sense of fashion whatsoever, and that's why I was copying her. But that was not true. I knew that Tamar's father was wealthy, richer than my dad, but I was happy with what I had. So I simply stayed away from her because I hated having too much drama in my life. But that made me wonder, how did Nolan end up with her? Wasn't he so insecure about dating rich girls? That bothered me a lot, to the point I decided to ask Tamar about it. I DM'd her over Instagram saying, "Hey, I saw you the other day
Why is
with
she
Nolan.
blushing?
How did you two get together?" She responded, "Why? Are you jealous? He is the cutest, isn't he?" Her response made me cringe, but I asked anyway. "No, not at all. I think you are a cute couple. He was just my friend, and I wanted to know how you met." And to my surprise, she said, "It's kind of a funny story. Nolan kidnapped her by mistake while he was playing a game with his
What is
friends,
this pickup
and they
line?
hit it off just after that. That jerk. Was that his trick to pick up girls? Thank God we're no longer together.
I don't think
I was
that's gonna
stupid
work.
to feel sad after breaking up with him. She can date him as much as she wants to."
Imagine someone's pickup line is to pretend kidnapping and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was supposed to kidnap someone else."
Oh my God.
And then just show up randomly along your path. It's like, "Hey, there's a struggle." So,
The fuck?
oh God.
The next day, Dad called me to his office. He looked worried and disturbed. He
Oh,
asked me anxiously, "Honey, did you see my Rolex watch? I
teeth.
thought I left it here." I answered, "No, Dad. Why?" And he responded, It's been missing for a while and I can't find it. Then he added, never mind, I probably lost it somewhere. I went back to my room, feeling sad about it. That watch was my dad's favorite because Mom had bought it for him before she passed away. He never took it off. Where did it go? I started looking for it everywhere when I suddenly had a weird feeling about it. When Nolan visited me, he used to go 3 or 4 times to the bathroom. When I asked him about it, he said, I've got a condition. I didn't want to embarrass him, so I just waited for him. Is it possible that he took it? No. He's a playful guy, but he's not a thief. I tried to brush it off my mind, but I couldn't. It was bugging me, and I needed to make sure it wasn't him. So I spoke to Tamar again and asked her about Nolan and if she noticed something strange about him. Tamar was irritated. She said that everything was quite fine and she would appreciate it if I stopped bothering her. I was embarrassed, but I plucked up my courage and said, Hey, Tamar, I promise this is my last question. Did you lose something expensive lately? I thought she would hang up, but she kept quiet for a while and then said, come to think of it, I lost one of my diamond rings lately, but I may have forgotten it somewhere. That sneaky man. I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I explained everything to Tamar, how Nolan used the same trick with me and how I suspect that he stole my dad's watch. She was furious that Nolan manipulated her that way.
Was she about to Dragon Ball Z transform?
But anyway, we both decided to get revenge. One night, Tamar invited Nolan for dinner at a fancy restaurant, and while they were having dinner, she excused herself to go to the bathroom. But before she went, she took off her expensive golden bracelet and put it inside her bag. I was sitting at a table next to him, ready with my camera.
Perfect disguise.
To our disappointment, Nolan didn't go for it. We thought he would be tempted to steal it because it was worth thousands of dollars, but he didn't do anything.
I'm guessing it's smarter than that.
The day ended and nothing happened. Tamara went back to her house with Nolan. I followed them and I sat in my car waiting outside for Nolan to get out of the house. I wanted to speak to Tamar to figure out our next step. I got bored, so to get out of the house. I wanted
the phone's upside down.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I wanted to speak to Tamar to figure out our next step. I got bored, so I started scrolling through my Instagram, and then I got a notification from Tamar's account. She went live. What happened? I clicked on the video, and oh my god, Tamar was shooting a video of Nolan. She was upstairs, and he was downstairs. I watched him as he stole a wooden antique and hid it in his jacket. The comments started popping up. People were shaming Nolan. But the weird part is that many girls recognized him. Some of them said that Nolan was their boyfriend. And
stole my heart, also my
wallet. When they were dating him. He was a pro. I called the police while the video was still on, and they arrived 10 minutes later. Nolan was arrested, and he returned all the things he'd stolen from people. And
PS2 plus PS2, PS4.
Along with his friends who helped him with the fake kidnapping. After the whole thing ended, I went to speak to Tamar. I wanted to thank her for what she did. My father got his watch back, and he couldn't be happier. I thought we could be friends again, but when I called her, she said in a nasty tone, "You don't have to thank me. You're still a loser. Just don't get into trouble again, you stupid girl." Gosh, she'll never change. What do you think of my story?
It's classic Tamar.
I think it's a terrible story.
Like and subscribe to the channel.
Awful story, but we still listen to it anyways.
It was entertaining. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, it was
true or not, it was entertaining.
Yeah, definitely not true.
True or not,
I think that's a
entertaining,
very true story.
Seems true to me. I don't know. Literally nothing in there seemed like it could
not like a movie at all.
Yeah,
not like a written up movie.
Exactly.
Definitely not. Not a scripted movie.
100%.
Definitely not. Did not sound like she was reading it.
100%.
But anyways, this has been Unorthodox Reactions. We have been
Unorthodox.
Exactly. If you're still watching with us, we appreciate you. If you're no longer watching, we still appreciate you. Thank you for checking in with us. And like we always say, make sure you
like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all the good stuff, and comment reaction suggestions below. I will see you in the next one.
And tell your mom to check us out. Peace.
In a bit.